Cash fan. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like people
you ain't sounding like a Cash fan this episode. You sounded real strange. You sounded real unfamiliar this episode. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You better take a look in the mirror because come back correct next week.
And the words of Cash, ew, now you calling me out.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with another video of the Challenge USA. This is episode 5. Yeah, this is episode 5. And I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good episode.
Exactly.
I did not like this. I did not like it at all.
Cannot relate. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it from beginning to end. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's not that I didn't like the episode. It was just this episode was not hitting. Like I said, it literally. I started at 7. Literally 30 minutes in, I was already at the elimination.
But let's get into the recap. So we are literally starting back where we always do, right at the algorithm after Xavier and Shan were eliminated last episode, and we get our new pairs. Some notable pairs were Cash is with Tyson, so I think everybody already has an expectation about that. And then Danny being with who was Danny with?
Danny was with Kara.
I was like, they're a super strong team as well. As soon as they got paired, I was like, yeah, Danny was with Angela. What'd you say?
I was saying Kara was with Enzo. Never mind.
Yeah, Kira was with Enzo. You know, I'm always checking to see who Justine is with. Justine was with Ben, and Ben's cool as well. And Justine has proven to be like a super strong competitor every episode, really. Yeah, I think Justine worked great with it. Everybody, it seems like. And Leo gets Sarah, and Sarah's immediately like, no, he played too much. Everybody say he played too much. So yeah, she's not happy about it. But yeah. So after the algorithm, we head back into the house and we see the different kind of teams talking. Derek and Kayla, who are paired together, I think they're a strong team, and they're talking about how they're because they are both. Are they both? One is Big Brother and one is Amazing Race. So they're 2 separate shows. So I mean, I guess that's good for them, kind of.
Nah, it's not really good for them because nobody.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really likes Big Brother, and because Big Brother sucks. Thank you, Devin.
I feel like Derek is one of those exceptions. I feel like he's a good.
No,
I used to think that, but this season
he's a great guy. He's a great guy. It's just Big Brother sucks. They collectively, as a whole, suck. And then you have Kayla, who's a pretty decent competitor herself, but she has the only number she has is Leo, and we all know what Leo brings to the table. I mean, he's silly. He's very silly. Like, he literally treats us like he's back on Amazing Race, and it's like, you can't play the entire time, bro. You got to be a little serious.
Cash is gonna have a talk. I think this is, besides the 1 week that they were actually paired together and they had to speak briefly during the challenge, this is the first time we've really seen them actually talk face to face. We've seen like confessionals from Cash, but never really them talking together. And she's just telling her feelings about everything that's happening in the house. And he just kind of sitting there like confusion. He just kind of sitting there like confusion. And I'm just like, I want them to be their own separate entity. I would like to have seen them both come on this show by themselves.
Yeah, I can see that as well. Because, but I feel like
it's such a thing. Like the editing is making it seem like that's all Cash talk about is Cinco. And I'm just like, I'm sure she's having other conversations.
2-3 episodes ago.
But I mean, granted, we did get an episode off of not dealing with a drama, but realistically, that's been literally the entire story of Cash throughout the entire time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure she talk about other stuff. They are clipping together things like she don't speak about anything else, and I'm sure she does.
But you got to also think about how the reason that they're in this predicament in the first place is because of their relationship on Love Island. Like, outside of like Kira and Cashel, like, this is the only actual Love Island exes together on the show. Everybody else were just like friends. Like they had a whole relationship. So like that's going to be the storyline every time something happens. And I mean, to be honest, it was a reason why Tiffany went home in the first place. To be honest.
I mean, great is that, but at the same time, and it's crazy that they showed a clip of Ozza and Cinco, and look what happened. But I forgot where I was going. Oh, but there's been other challenged couples that have been on the show and their storylines not sold in their relationship.
Yeah.
So
like
I mean,
other stuff. I think it's maybe because was Love Island on CBS, right?
Yeah, every show was on CBS, and I think for the casual fan that has never actually seen the challenge, but you've watched Love Island, and you're watching the challenge because of Love Island, they're going to highlight the people that were very prominent on that show. I mean, let's be real. Cash and Cinco almost went to the end of that season of Love Island. So it would only make sense that you constantly highlight that for the ratings. So I get why the edits are the way that they are. Do I really think she's really talking about Cinco and beating up his ass 24/7? No. But I mean, that's how they gotta sell it because they appealing to their crowd.
Let's get into this challenge. This challenge was a lot. I mean, when they was explaining it, and you saw Cash's face. Cash was like, "What?" But this challenge was called Barrel Treasure, and so basically, the premise of the whole challenge, each pairing has to swim across a length of water to a ship. Was it a ship or a shipping container?
Yeah.
Let's just say a barge, and they have to get on there. It's full of barrels, and in the middle of the swim, you'll see a barrel with your number on it. You have to remember your number. Continue swimming, get on the platform, find your number. 2 barrels have your exact number on it, but you can only open one at a time. So you open one and you find your puzzle pieces. And you have to swim all the way back, put your puzzle pieces at the starting line. Then go back and do the same thing again with the second set of puzzle pieces. At any point, if you touch a barrel that is not yours, you open it up, you all will have to have a penalty and have to swim back and do it all over again. So that is kind of how this works. And that looked like a lot of swimming, especially when we had 3 notable people who could not swim that well, which was Cash, Leo, and Enzo. Luckily,
I mean, it was 200.
Ozza,
it was 225 yards worth of swimming.
Yeah, that's
like
a lot.
That's like, bro, that's legitimately 2 football fields worth of swimming. And for someone who don't know how to swim, like that's damn near impossible because we don't even know how deep the water was. So and it clearly was a little bit of a current in the water as well, making it harder. So I can only imagine how tough that should like a damn mini final almost.
Everybody's getting ready for this challenge to start, and at the very top of the challenge, Leo already irritated Sarah, talking about he a catfish.
That shit was kind of funny though. You gotta admit
it was
that shit was funny. That was funny. If Leo performed better in the challenge, the joke would have even been better.
Yeah, Leo was funny.
Because he plays so much, it's just like it's not fun. It's like because you do this every episode. So at some point,
Sarah walked away, she laughed. She knows
she laughed. It was funny. It was funny. It was funny until the challenge started.
It was definitely a dad joke.
And the challenge starts literally for almost the whole challenge. Derek and Kayla are miles ahead of everybody. They were swimming,
It was rigged. Like that's like
swimming the fastest. They got their barrels. They knew what to do. They were really good. They were a super strong team. And when Tyson and Cash got in the water, their method was good as well because Cash can't really swim. So she's just like backstroking while pedaling her feet. She said she's the motor and Tyson is pulling. And I was like, this is amazing. It was even before they messed up. They were still going really fast. So
they was just in the back of the pack once they first messed up. So they were in the top and then they ended up being in the back of the pack, but it wasn't to the extent of like, oh, they're neck and neck with like Ozzy and
They
Cinco
actually
and Sarah
actually
and
were,
yeah.
but the second time around, because Tyson was passing everybody, that's how they got fourth, or like fourth before they got whatever the case may be. But they were in the back with Ozzy and Cinco.
Yeah, no. They were in the back, but
once everybody started getting winded, that's
I'm
how
gonna
Tyson
just
was
be
able to,
100% real. I don't think I've ever seen a more impressive challenge performance in my life.
I couldn't believe it was great.
I've watched this show for over 10 years, probably longer. I don't think I've ever been more impressed in my life with somebody on this damn show.
Yeah, that was
ever.
Like, I'm not diminishing the performance, but I just feel like the way the challenge was set up, there's no way.
How is there no way? We saw it. It was a way.
There was a way.
There was no way.
Because literally the only way they passed was because everybody was winded because of the length of that swim.
But that's the
and how
but
much
also, but it's not
involved.
even that they were winded. It would be less impressive if Cash knew how to swim. He drug a grown woman in the water with one arm by himself.
I'm not just finishing the performance. It's just this whole challenge I did not like at all.
That's impressive for a grown. Yeah. Look, I get that, and granted, it's because he's a biker, so he has that internal.
Like I said, it's impressive. Yeah, I'm not taking that away from him, but I'm saying in the grand scheme of this challenge, I'm not. It's just not sitting right with me.
In the grand scheme of the challenge,
why is it not sitting right with you? I don't understand. And I'm not like a Tyson stan, so I don't understand. When I
it ain't about Tyson. It's just the way the setup. I just don't like the way this was set up at all. I think
the distance was a really big. I think them making them do 2 trips was too much. Because
exactly.
I think one trip,
like I said, the only reason Tyson passed everybody is because literally Enzo was gassing out.
Enzo couldn't swim.
I mean, he could swim. He was literally gassing out. So.
Enzo can't swim. Enzo smokes cigarettes.
The only reason Tyson probably gonna talk about the people that he be partnered with afterwards. He gonna talk about them behind their back, but he is a great supportive partner in the moment. I do appreciate that. In the moment, I think he's really good. Like
I wouldn't say he's supportive.
He be about the business. He like, we're gonna get this done. He don't take time. Like you got like people in challenges, like maybe like a Zach.
He's not a Zach where he like
he gonna yell at them. Yeah, we're gonna get this done. And later behind closed doors, I'm probably gonna talk about you to my people. But right now, let's go. You can do it. So I can appreciate that. Let's separate this. We're trying to win. And that focus, I think, is also one of the things that helps him get through this.
That's dangerous. That he can literally separate his emotions so quickly from challenge to the house and house to challenge, because
that's what I said right now.
Any other dude in that moment would have easily just been like, we just playing not to come in last. Tyson was playing not to come in last, and he just so happened to manage to catch up to everybody in the process.
I think, like I said this before, out of this season, James, minus him being eliminated, and Tyson have been playing like the best, or James was playing the best game that I've seen in the challenge in a while.
Like you said, Kayla and Derek got there first, then Justine and Ben come in second, and I think third,
David and Angela.
Put
respect on David
and Angela coming third.
I'm gonna respect on Angela. She carried that team.
He's so damn disrespectful.
We get the big surprise.
You know she carried that team.
Then we get the big surprise of Tyson and Cash showing up fourth, which was crazy since they were almost at the very, very last place because they had that penalty. So when the puzzle starts, the first team starts, they were there for a while, and Justine was right behind them. So they all were there for about the same amount of time. And so when Tyson and Cash got there, I didn't think they had a chance, because I'm like, these other people been here for a minute, but then everybody's board was basically empty. So it was really a level playing field. And somehow, some way, Tyson and Cash pulled out the win, and Cash was so surprised. Everybody was surprised. And then we still have in the water, really, it's really a race between Sorry, it's really a race between Cinco and Azza and Leo and Sarah, because Leo, bless him, he was having such a hard time when he was on, when they showed that clip of him on Sarah's back hanging on. I was like, oh.
And at that point, it's pathetic at that point, because
that was so crazy.
You heard what Danny said when he was climbing up that ladder. He was like, "If Kiki, I don't need your help. You already embarrassing me by trying to help me. I got it." Like, it's just not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me. I'm not finna. If I couldn't swim, I'm just gonna be doing snow angels on the water, backstroking. I'm not grabbing on to the back of your vest and climbing on your back while you gotta swim that far. I'm a grown man. I'm not doing that.
But I think Sarah
I have a little bit too much pride. That's all I'm saying. I got a little.
But I think Sarah did make a good point. I don't know if she said it this time or it was later, but she was like, "I'm all for carrying extra weight, but I'm not here for carrying your weight." Like, that's the thing. Like Tyson played the same way. Like, I can carry a little bit. Like, long as you're doing something, we're good. But
well, you kind of win, so we'll talk about what was done and what wasn't done later. But right now, I'm trying to win. Then I'll yell at you later. So I mean, I get it.
Sarah with that mindset,
about
she's not gonna carry somebody else's weight. You can't have that mindset in the middle of the challenge, because realistically,
but I feel like
if you make it to a final, that's what's gonna happen anyway. You're gonna have to carry somebody else's weight at some point.
I don't think she was complaining about carrying his weight, but it was literally he wasn't doing nothing to contribute.
He can't. Look at him. He can't swim. Would you want somebody to? How can they contribute in the water? They can't swim, and they grown man. This is not Tyson and Cash we talking about. This is a grown man who cannot swim and a grown woman who can swim enough to just keep herself afloat, not hold up another grown man and drag him through the water 225 yards twice.
Yeah. Like I said, it was between those two teams, and they both get on the platform, but it was too late. Oh, well, actually, did Ozzy and Cinco even make it back?
They did, but by the time they had actually began to like try to do the puzzle a little bit, they got to starting to work on it just a little bit. But by that point, Leo and Sarah had finished, which resulted in Cinco and Ozzy becoming the team going automatically to elimination.
Exactly. So Cinco and Ozzy are in elimination. I do appreciate Cinco he's a good partner as well in that regard. He was like, "Ozzy, please, I need you to do this, please, Ozzy." And he was, he's not a yeller. So I like anybody who does that for like a challenge partner. Okay, so let's go back into the house. So they're gonna do the regular like deliberation, talk to the people who's in last place thing. But before they go in to do that, Cinco has a talk with Azza and tells her, like, we're not telling them no names of who we want, who we don't want, blah, 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 because Cash is going to manipulate it. And I was like, okay.
I mean, I
see where he was coming from, but that was stupid.
That's him thinking his ex is being bitter. That was dumb. Why would you think she would be mean to you?
I mean, to his defense, though,
she hasn't done nothing to him in his house. She hasn't told Dad and tried to.
She got rid of Tiffany, his boo baby.
But she got rid of his boo baby.
Okay, but she hasn't done nothing. I mean, first of all, I don't believe she did that. Because
come on, Gigi.
I don't believe that because there were so many people against her. It wasn't
come on, Gigi.
I don't believe it.
Come on,
but
come on, Gigi.
I'm going to say this. Cash, as far as Cinco goes, Cash has not done anything to him. She don't talk to when she not trying to convince nobody to throw him in, and she's not. So I don't.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that.
And she seems okay with working with the Love Island people, and the Love Island people have been working together. So why?
If that was the case, why would he think she would manipulate the situation? Exactly. Because he knows that she may be the bitter ex-girlfriend.
She has not been nice to him in his house.
She ain't really been nice to him.
Got rid of his boo-baby.
She ain't been nice to that man at all throughout the entire show.
She hasn't been.
He even said it. He was like, "You haven't talked to me in 2 days." When they had that little conversation, he was like, you haven't talked to me in 2 days. That was weird. Like, they're related. Like,
hasn't. That's what I'm saying. I understand what Cinco was saying. I just think if it was me, I would have just thrown out anybody that wasn't Love Island. I would have just thrown out any name.
Yeah, that's what I said. I agree with Cinco with thinking like, well, I'm not gonna say I'm agree, but I can see what he was thinking. But at the same time, it's like they're literally asking you at least give them one name.
And you gotta think too. Tyson will throw in anybody.
Yeah. But I think it really was not that smart of the losing team, Cinco Aza, not to say anything, because if I wasn't bitter towards you and you giving me this silent treatment right now and be like, well, okay, you like even if you don't want to, like, they didn't want to say like who they want, because I guess the rationale was that they might tell them and then they'll be like, he told me he wants you, so kind of making an enemy. You can at least say who you don't want. They asked them too. They said, who don't you want? Like, I'm trying to phrase it anyway for you. And when somebody says who don't you want, I was like, how could I manipulate that?
As soon as that was said, the first thing that really should have came out of his mouth was like, who don't I want? Somebody like maybe Kylan and Shannon, or like.
Yeah, he just said something
because I feel like if you'd have been like, oh, don't throw in Ben and Justine, he's absolutely gonna throw in Ben and Justine. So don't say that, but say somebody that like you don't want to go in that you feel like you could beat. So if he considers throwing them in, it's like at least I know I have a puncher's chance. I could potentially go head up with Kylan. Ozza has a good chance going against Shannon. So yeah, I don't want them to go in, but I also know if they do, I can beat them.
Everybody could listen. They had a little montage of her going up to every girl in this house complaining about Leo. So now every girl in the house like, oh no, we don't want Leo.
Yeah, because now that they getting lower in numbers, it's like this rotation not about to be too pretty. Like,
yeah.
And plus, if I was Sarah, why would I be saying that in front of Cash? Like, literally, I mean, I guess I don't know. It's just like I see where Cash comes from. We're not throwing in Sarah, we're throwing in Leo. Yeah, but I feel like. I don't know. It's just
it didn't make sense to me because it was like everybody knows how bad of a partner Leo is.
Yeah.
So why are we pointing out the obvious again? After he just showed he wasn't a good partner last week.
Are you talking about Sarah or
Sarah? Just saying that because it's like every partner I think Leo has had, I think for the most part is still in the game. So so it's not like he's causing people to go home, because if that was the case, he wouldn't be on the show and y'all wouldn't be having these conversations. So yeah, he may not be the best partner, but he's not an anchor.
Then we get Kayla, because Kayla is trying to find a way to save her and Derek, because like we said earlier, she has mentioned that she's Amazing Race and he's Big Brother, and so the winners are Love Island survivors. So they feel they could be the easiest team. So she speaks to Tyson to say, I've heard that this one person has been talking about you, saying they don't like that you keep winning, and this person is part of your alliance. Basically, she don't say his name, but she's saying Ben been talking about you, and he don't want you to win no more. He want to get you out, type of deal. And so Tyson already got animosity undercover with Ben, and so he's like, he's not going to take a direct shot at Ben. So he does next best thing, I guess, especially with the information that Cash brings to him later. So go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like Tyson didn't even really consider that piece of information, because I feel like it was something he already knew and he already factored into like his decision or whatever. Like, I don't honestly believe that he was going to pick Ben and Justine.
Elimination, TJ calls out Cinco and Ozza, since they're already automatically in the elimination, and then he asks Cash and Tyson who they want to throw in, and they both say Sarah and Leo. Sarah is shocked. She just got reassurance from Tyson that they was working together. Her and Ben are on Team Survivor, and she did not expect that. So they come down. She mad. She looks super mad. I thought, you said what?
She pissed and pressed.
Yeah. I thought it was okay shot. I was like, oh, I don't know if you want them to come back. If you want Cinco and Ozzy to come back, I'm not sure if that's the right team. But I see at this point, Sarah done told everybody Leo is weak and he's terrible. So at this point, get him out. As far as they're concerned, that might be what she's thinking. The name of this elimination is called A Dark Turn. And basically they have a whole bunch of like pinwheels, film reels on the ground. And it is like a pole. We see a pole station to the side. And there is a pod, a crate, whatever you want to call it, on the field as well. So each team will have to go into the pod. It is completely pitch black. And they have to feel the identical pole filled with reels, those pinwheel film reels inside the dark pod. And they have to put the exact pattern that they're lined up on that pole inside the dark on the one on the outside. And they can only feel with their fingers because they cannot see what it looks like inside. So I was thinking, it's over for Leo and Sarah. They taken so long to even start the challenge. But it turned out to be a really smart strategy.
It was a really good strategy. I thought it was smart.
Yeah, I was
they
gonna
took
say,
the time out to look at the different pieces and really like, all right, let's measure this out first so we can get it kind of in our brain of like, all right, what are we looking for? When we going here? What are we feeling for? Because
I thought it was smart. I just thought it was taking so long. That's why I didn't think it was. I was like,
I didn't have no doubt in my mind that they wasn't gonna win.
Slow and steady wins the race. When they took the time to start measuring instead of just running straight into the room and trying to feel for the pieces, I was like, I think Leo and Sarah got it, because like they're going into that room knowing what they're looking for, whereas you're in the dark room, you don't really know what you're looking for. You're just feeling it and then hoping that your feel turns into a visual cue for you, but it's like, that's not
plus
the same.
with them going in there knowing exactly, like Azza and Cinco didn't know the difference between a large and then the extra large. Like they only knew that it was just, they knew, okay, this is how a small feel, this is how a medium feel, this is how the large feel, extra large. So when they was able to go in, they was like, okay, like Stefan said, they know what they were feeling, they know exactly which one is which, they could differentiate the different sizes, whereas Cinco and Azza was literally, is this the, like, this looks like the medium, and yada yada. So yeah, I didn't have no doubt in my mind that they, like I said,
Cinco and Azza needed more of a strategy. And even when the people from the stands, after they saw what Leo and Sarah was doing, they tried to yell to help them, like, feel with your fingers, use your fingers, and then they went like this in the face. I was like, no, not like that.
As soon as they did that, I was like, yeah, it's over.
So Leo and Sarah pull out the win, and this really was Leo's elimination. As much as Sarah talked about him during that challenge, when it came time for this, he led this one. Right. So Cinco and Azza are going home, and like we said, Leo and Sarah are staying. Sarah loses her mind and starts growling.
It was giving very much Laurel.
Laurel, that's how I was thinking. It was like Laurel. But then she started growling, and I think she
when they started doing all the slow-mo.
Huh?
I was about to say, once they started doing all the slow-mo, I thought it was about to be a DQ or something. Like, it was giving very much Laurel situation. So, and then, like I said, the way this episode was pacing, we was literally 30 minutes in, and it was already at the elimination. We still have 15 minutes before the episode even ended.
I thought about something.
What?
I still ain't lost a member yet.
You know what?
I still ain't lost anybody on my team yet.
You almost did.
I almost lost
anyway.
One person.
Who is your person?
Anyway,
Sarah. Compared to what, y'all 5, 6, 7 people going on?
Anyway, let's get into this fantasy draft.
Don't do that. See, okay. We just gonna disregard what I'm saying now. That's fine.
So in third place with
God damn, that's crazy. Wow.
With 305 points, we have she gave you 40 comp points and 18 confessionals. Altogether, you know, like I said, Cash is your biggest. Well, at this point, she's your only.
I was saying she's the only one.
She's the only one who's giving
everybody else on borrowed time at this point.
Yeah,
Enzo did nothing.
What Enzo give for what he won the elimination? 8 points for elimination wins.
Oh,
Enzo ain't do no elimination.
I mean, Leo.
I meant Leo.
Leo did, but
I meant Leo.
Like Leo, all your stuff balanced out for Leo because he gave you. Where's Leo? He gave you 20 for the elimination win, but he had a negative 10 already for losing. So literally, it just left you with 10. So it don't really do nothing. Mm-mm. In second place, it's me. I lost 2 people this episode. Boo. Boo, boo, boo. But I still feel like I have a strong team.
Dang,
like,
bro. You lost 2 whole people on your team. Yeah. You lost an entire team. That's unfortunate. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be sitting at 4 people. I think, like I said, at this point, it's all you about to be all these eliminations at this point, honestly.
Yeah, but it's only down from here. It's only down.
Y'all keep saying y'all literally said that a week ago. Y'all literally said last
anybody
week.
that's going into elimination now is probably from your team.
Exactly. That's what I'm
I won't be surprised if you got 4 people in elimination.
You're literally gonna have either 3 or 4 people going into elimination at a time on your team and losing 2 at a time at this point.
Again, y'all are, first and foremost, that is incorrect. That is an incorrect statement. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody on my team has been doing well enough in challenges outside of David to actually make a difference. Secondly, nobody on my team outside of David has been a weak link at all any part of the entire show.
I mean, Daddy's not the strongest. He's not a weak link, but he's not the strongest.
No, I understand that.
But let's get into your team. Whatever. Savon, you got all your players. We already know this.
Absolutely. Look at that. I'm just man.
But again,
I don't like how you didn't go through my points and acknowledge all my players. You just sped through mine with all. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
How many points do you have?
I mean, at some point, we just gonna be focused on my team and my players and what everybody's doing for me. No, don't pull it up now. It's okay. You took it down already.
724. What?
He got 724 points. Mainly because of Tyson. Tyson gave him 30 points.
Again.
And then you only played the confessionals came from Sarah because she balanced you out. For winning her elimination. Literally, your team literally doesn't do nothing. Like, if you look at your team for these past 4 episodes, they don't give you confessionals. They don't give you comp points. Literally, it's been the same person.
So what does that tell you? At some point, the episodes are going to. At some point, the episodes are going to be about everybody on my team. And even though they're going to have to take each other out. At some point, when they start taking each other out, other people are still going to be there, so it just balances itself out. So with this,
once they get that focus episode, has David and Shannon been paired together yet?
Wait, what happened?
No.
Has Shannon and David been paired together yet?
Shannon and David? No.
Yeah, they're gonna be paired together.
Shannon making the final. I don't know why you keep talking like
Shannon's doing really well. Thanks, guys, for watching our channel. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell us your thoughts on the episode, and we'll see you next week. Well, hopefully, we will see you on our video this week is on Sunday, but also next week on our next challenge video. Peace.